Hey, what's up? Welcome to another division of 3-round mock drafts. Max Chadwick alongside Dalton Wasserman here. Now we're going to do the NFC West, starting off with the San Francisco 49ers. Dalton, my pick to win the Super Bowl in the preseason, finishing last place in the NFC West. Now, a lot of injuries went into that, obviously, but very disappointing year for San Francisco overall with a 6-11 record. So we're going to try to build them back up and make them once again a Super Bowl contender with this 3-round mock draft using the PFF Mock Draft Simulator that you can find at PFF.com. You can draft for the 49ers, your favorite team, all 32 NFL teams. You want to do it as well. You can do a 1-round mock draft, 3-round mock draft, 7-round mock draft if you want to do it as well. And you can trade players and picks with the PFF Mock Draft Simulator, again, at PFF.com. All right, so we got the San Francisco 49ers. We're doing a 3-round mock draft, not doing any trades or picks in this mock draft, so we'll skip that portion of it. Let's see who is available to us with that number 11 overall pick.
Ooh, that top guy always jumps out at me, but we can't do it here.
Oh, Genty?
Yeah, we can't go.
Yeah,
Genty
no, you
and
can't.
me.
No, especially not
can't.
McCaffrey there.
You need McCaffrey to get healthy. All right, so what jumps out at me?
Oh my! I mean, is this realistic? Like Calvin Banks Jr. at wherever he is, Trevor lowered him on the big board.
If he does get there, then yeah. I mean, the immediate thought I was getting there was trenches on either side.
Yep.
I need either a primetime offensive lineman. Look, we've got Dominic Puni at right guard. We've got Trent Williams at left tackle. And then, personally, I think the other 3 spots could all be upgraded. So if you had a Kelvin Banks or even a Josh Simmons as an option here, I think a move over to right tackle, maybe until Trent Williams retires, and then a slide over to the left side if they want to do that is perfectly fine. Or defensive linemen, too. I think, look, they need a little more depth off of the edge. I think they need more run-stopping help on the inside. I think either are they restructuring or are they letting Javon Hargrave test free agency? That might be. I think that's something that's coming up too. So offensive line or defensive line, I think take your pick here, whatever we think the best fit is. But I'm with you. If Kelvin Banks is sitting on the board and maybe we just put him at right tackle until Trent's gone, yeah, absolutely.
I would sprint it. And also, I'm looking at the consensus board right now. Consensus board has him number 9 overall. So him being here at number 11 is realistic enough that I think it's worth.
Yeah, no, I think certainly if there's teams that feel like someone else. We saw this last year with Olu Fashanu and J.C. Latham. Surprisingly, I thought at least surprisingly going ahead of them, ahead of Fashanu. You could see the same thing here. If someone likes a Simmons better, or there's another surprise pick here. I think Kelvin Banks with the zone blocking and Kyle Shanahan's scheme.
Yeah.
If you if you put him on the right side next to Puni, good luck. I mean, that's putting people on the sled right there. If Banks is on the board, I'm with you. I'm running the card.
That's a great point because I was thinking of just pure like. Listen, I'm pretty much locking in Kelvin Banks Jr. as my OT1 in the NFL draft. So I was just thinking from that perspective. Then I was like, oh, the zone blocking, too. He's an incredible zone blocker.
Him in any of the Shanahan schemes, if he gets to San Fran, if he gets to Miami, if he gets to any of those sorts of teams in that tree, I mean, if he ever fell to the Rams, too, I'm sure they'd love him, but I don't think he'd get that far. This would be a perfect fit. Absolutely.
Yeah, all right, so Kelvin Banks Jr., that's a sprint the card in there for San Francisco at number 11 overall. Now going on to their next pick. We got 4 picks, Mick, for the 49ers here. Their 43rd overall pick in this draft. So we got an offensive lineman already, Dalton. What about maybe some defensive linemen?
I'm looking at D linemen. I think they need some pass rush jolt. I think Gelati's a fun player, but I'm not sure. We have to remember, too, there's a vacancy right now at defensive coordinator again for the 49ers. They're looking for another one, so we'll see what kind of style of defense they're running. I would assume they're going to go back to what they usually do, right, with a straight 4-man front, 4-3, 4-2-5 kind of thing. I think 2 guys that jump out at me right here for that. If we're going on the outside, I think Mike Green from Marshall's a really fun fit. As a pure pass rusher, put him on the other side from Nick Bosa off the edge. The other one I look at is Deion Walker there on the inside. Maybe he gives them, and obviously Javon Hargrave was hurt this year, maybe he gives them the pass rush jolt if they are getting rid of Hargrave that they could get from the inside, and you have a threat now inside and outside. So those are the 2 guys that would jump at me here for San Francisco.
I like Mike Green a lot. I think he's probably going to end up being a first-round prospect at the end of the day, so I think it's realistic enough to have him here at 43. Where is he on the consensus board? I believe he's somewhere in like the late 30s or something like that. He's 34 at consensus board. So this is realistic enough too. I think Mike Green would be a terrific pick here for San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you get another rusher with an arsenal off the edge like this, and he's got 2 years now of elite pass rush marks. I think to add more pass rush depth aside from Nick Bosa is going to be a big time priority for San Fran, and that would be one of the really good guys to do it.
I mean, just look at his comparables right there. I mean, yes, it is against Sun Belt competition. But you look at it right, I mean, he's like basically at the top for every single thing. And he's also 90-plus grades in each of the last 2 years. Really good run defender, really good pass rusher. Yes, there is going to be a major jump in competition, but he's proven it that he could be a really good player. And you even see a really good 71.4 grade right there against Ohio State that he had this year as well. So he's proven that he can be a very good football player. I do love Mike Green a lot. I think there's a very good chance he could end up being a first-round pick, but he slips here to the 49ers. And Kelvin Banks Jr. and Mike Green in the first 2 picks is a pretty great start for San Francisco in this mock draft. Let's go on to the next pick. I was kind of thinking about some D tackles that are on the board.
Yep.
I'm not really seeing any immediately though.
See what we have. I think the big one for me now, we got a pass rusher. I would like
Derek Harmon.
Derek Harmon, I do like, but I kind of need a run stuffer too here though. That's my only thing if we're going on the inside. Now having more pass rush is never a bad thing. Donovan Jackson, I don't think he's sliding this far down, but that would be a pick for them. That's probably more likely a 2nd round pick for them. But I think. If we could look at defensive tackles, maybe if there's a run stuffer here more so than Harmon. Not that Harmon is necessarily a bad choice, but Pegues maybe we could get with the next pick. I might target JJ Pegues if we could get him with the next pick.
Yeah,
because I need the other thing with the Niners the last year and a half that has kind of collapsed. It was not great down the stretch of 2023 was their run defense. It's an issue. It is vulnerable, and they ask Warner and Greenlaw to do a lot. The other one we could look at now that I just thought of it, and we'll see if they re-sign him, is Dre Greenlaw is a free agent. We could look at some linebackers to go next to Fred Warner, too.
We could. I was looking at the interior offensive line class, Eli. Do you know what that would look like? Marcus and Bo maybe could play interior line. Tate Ratledge could be a really...
I don't hate Ratledge either. Does he play left guard for Georgia? That's right. He's on the left side, and Fairchild's on the right side. Tate Ratledge isn't a bad option either because interior pass protection, you got good run blockers in there, but interior pass protection is a problem. I don't mind Tate Ratledge here to eventually fill in that left guard spot either.
I like that a lot, and I'm with you. I think I would rather take a D tackle with our next pick because I think it's more of where they're worth rather than here. I think Tate Ratledge would be a really, really fun pick here. Unless you think Charles Grant can maybe kick inside to guard, but I'm a big fan of Tate Ratledge. Donovan Jackson's also right there too.
I think the only thing with Jackson, I don't think he's going this low at this point.
Okay.
I think he's further down on the board for now, but I think once he's going to obviously move back inside to guard, I think Jackson could end up a 2nd-round pick and the first interior guy taken.
You think he's more of like a gap scheme guy too? I know he's been really good in a gap scheme for Ohio State. That's also a tackle for them too. That's another thing I kind of thought of.
I mean, I think he could realistically adjust, and we've seen his athleticism is played at least up enough for Ohio State at tackle, but I think for the sake of he can pass protect too. I don't think it's realistic that he gets this far though.
I'm with you.
I think he's going before this, and I think Ratledge is a solid spot for a team that needs interior pass protection for Brock Purdy.
I think that'd be terrific. Yeah, Tate Ratledge would go there. Another trenches pick for San Francisco. And I think we'll do one more here with the final pick in this 3-round mock draft for the 49ers. Look at the D tackles on the board here.
I for the purest sake of just run stopping, and I want a big body in there for kind of a weakness on this team, that's where I'd go right there is JJ Pegues.
I'm with it.
330, 340-pound guy, Wildcat quarterback if you wanted to be one of my favorite two-way players in the country, along with Travis Hunter. But
Travis Hunter on the D line and O line essentially,
pretty much.
And plays running back, I should say.
Little Wildcat quarterback. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, look, Walter Nolan's obviously been great for Ole Miss, but Pegues is the space eater, right? And I think they need a big space eater that they haven't had the last couple of years. You know, we obviously know they lost Eric Armstead, they lost DeForest Buckner a couple of years ago. I think Pegues is a guy who could eat some space and help them out on early downs and run defense. I would go there with this pick.
Yeah, and you saw on JJ Pegues' page as well, his true pass rush grade is also up there for a lot of the tackles as well. So he is actually a pretty good pass rusher as well.
He's a really good athlete for 340 pounds or whatever he is.
No, he'll be a fun guy at the combine. He could be a guy that moves up at the combine as well. So go with JJ Pegues with this final pick here in this mock draft for your 49ers. Just to recap, for San Francisco, we took Kelvin Banks Jr. in the 1st round. We took Mike Green in the 2nd round. We took Tate Ratledge in the 3rd round, and another 3rd-round pick, JJ Pegues, for a B+ from the mock draft simulator. I disagree with that. I think we got an A+. That Kelvin Banks Jr. pick. But that Kelvin Banks Jr. pick is an A+ in itself, honestly. So
Trenches.
But
that's what wins ball games.
That's what we did for the San Francisco 49ers, trying to get back into Super Bowl contention with a 4-trench pick in this 3-round mock draft for San Fran. Let's know in the comments below what you thought about this mock draft, and stay tuned for more NFC West mock drafts coming out very soon.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below, so if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can come one today.